Hello everyone. Thank you for being here. Well, it was nice that I got to drink victory wine these last 2 weeks. Now, it's back to the sorrow bottle. Cheers. I wasn't able to watch the game today. I was in transit pretty much for the whole time that the game was on. But I was able to listen to Big Q's simulcast. I didn't know about the missed field goal. I didn't see the missed or called back touchdown. I didn't see the touchdown that Valdez-Scantling scored. And I didn't see the touchdown at the end of the game that they should have scored. While I was listening to Q call the game, especially that last play the Saints ran, when they were close, getting a touchdown and a 2-point conversion would win the game. So the Saints were there knocking at the door. Derek Carr goes back to pass, and he's staring down Valdez-Scantling, I do believe, while holding the ball, and holding the ball, and holding the ball, until he got dragged down. And that, effectively, was end of game, end of season. We're 4-8. We have 5 games left. 5. Giants, Raiders, the 2 I think will win. Tampa Bay, Washington Commanders, and for some reason I just cannot think. Green Bay, that last game. Green Bay, Tampa, and Washington. I do not believe the Saints will win. I have my doubts about the Raiders, but I have no doubt about the Giants because they're in worse shape than we are. But it doesn't seem to matter because the Saints seem to find a way to lose the game because they cannot finish. And that last play was an example, especially when there was a receiver open in the end zone while Derek Carr was holding the ball. Do y'all know how sick of him I am? He should have went with Dennis Allen. Anyway, 4-8 we are. And I know I said at the beginning of the season that we would go, 8-9 and be out of the playoffs? And then recently I revised that prediction and said that we'd go 6-11. And I believe that. What can we do? What are we going to do? Saints are, I think, $80 million over the salary cap, which means we're $80 million in the hole. Of course, they'll do their financial finagling that they always do and push more money down the road down the road. They need to stop doing that because that practice is crippling this team. With $80 million over the cap, we can't pay quality free agents to come here. Last year they went out and got Chase Young. And what has Chase Young done besides chase people from behind? And if they do go out and get a free agent, they'll go get somebody that's washed up, somebody that's cheap enough for them to afford. And as we all know, cheap doesn't mean good. Unless that cheap player has something to prove. I suppose Chase Young had something to prove, but all he's proven to me is that he's a bust. Supposedly there's a head coaching search on. But with the salary cap situation as it is, are there any quality coaches that would come here knowing that they're already hamstrung from the beginning? I wonder. Oh yes, I've been salivating over Aaron Glenn. But if I were Aaron Glenn, I wouldn't come here. And what's probably going to end up happening is that Darren Rizzi will be the head coach in 2025. I don't like that idea. Darren Rizzi's never been a head coach. That's not to say that a person who's never been a head coach can't handle head coaching duties. We saw that even though Dennis Allen had been a head coach before, he could not handle it. That's why he's gone. After 3 seasons, should have been gone last year with Pete Carmichael. And that's another thing that I'm thinking about. Our defense played well today for 3 quarters at least. Maybe 2 quarters. Because they held the Rams scoreless for the first half. But the Rams went in at halftime and made the proper adjustments in order to put their players in positions to where they could be effective and win the game. All year long, the Saints have not done that. Our offense was booty juice today. All they could manage the first half was 2 field goals. And then they managed a touchdown later on. I had wondered if the San Francisco 49ers' offensive success was due more to Kyle Shanahan than Clint Kubiak. And that assumption of mine has been borne out by Kubiak's performance this season. He has a penchant for calling the same plays, using the same personnel over and over and over again. How long do you think it will take the defense to recognize what you're doing, especially when you do it so consistently and so often? There was such hope when the Saints hired Clint Kubiak. That hope is pretty much gone now. Maybe these next 5 games somebody else should take over the play calling besides Kubiak because he just ain't getting it done. Lord, my saints. Lord, my saints. Something has to change in New Orleans. Something has to change. We thought we had made the proper changes, turning over the entire offensive staff this season. Obviously, that's not so. What are we going to do? Our hands are tied. We can't get quality free agents. We're liable not to get a quality coach if they're going to hire another coach. But to tell you the honest to goodness truth, if I were a coach and wanted to be a head coach, this would be the last job that I took. The Saints would be the last job that I took. I don't know. I don't know what needs to be done. I have no idea what should be or should have been done. Looks like we're reverting back to the Saints of old. You know, the ones they used to call the Aints Snicker Snicker. I don't see anybody snickering. Folks, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. I wonder if anybody knows. If anybody has any idea, please tell somebody in the Saints organization because good grief. Our defense is old. Our offense is inept. Our coaching staff leaves a lot to be desired. 5 games, and we're 4-8. I said that we go 8-9. Of course, I've had to revise that after that 7-game skid. And I said that we'd be trending down from 8-9, down more in 6-11 territory. Scraping the bottom of the lake. What we gonna do, Saints Nation? What we gonna do? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna still watch them. I'm gonna still love them. I'm still gonna cheer for them because they are my team. My team. Win, lose, or draw. You don't give up on somebody or something that you love like that. I'm not ready to give up on them. I've given up on this season because realistically, where can we go from here? Where will we go from here with Green Bay, Tampa, and the Washington Commanders on our schedule? 6-11 seems quite realistic right now. Lord, my saints, Lord, my saints. I always say when I do videos before the games, and I haven't been doing those over this past month. And if you really think about it, you'll understand why I've been a little distracted and a little bit destabilized as of late. Anyway, like I always say, no matter what happens, no matter how the game turns out, don't get too mad and don't get too glad. That's all I got for you today, folks. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have a mind to. And I'm sad enough to where I'm gonna have a shot and then I'm going to bed. Anyway, who dat? Sorrow Bottle Chronicles.